Anandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Shruti Smriti Puranana Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. A minute before I share this.
When the Megha. Understand?
But then you have prepared, and the wick is likened to your energy of a lamp. Of how this, if you keep constantly thinking about him, how the knowledge happens. He gave the example of a well-oiled lamp and a wick. In that, he said the oil is likened to bhakti, is the attitude you have, and the wick is likened to your the buddhi, a well purified buddhi, a buddhi which has got antakarna shuddhi and nishchalatvam is there. Now
Mano
naishchalatvam, and strong winds are like raga and dvesha that might put off the light of the lamp. In that, how does the who lits the lamp? How does that knowledge happen when all of this is done?
No, 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 no. See, any example that is given, it is to make us understand that which is very subtle to understand.
Hmm.
The example should not be broken to such an extent as to asking who lights the lamp. No.
Ante,
That,
yeah, I know, but then you have prepared your mind.
yeah.
So do you wait till that knowledge happens? How does that knowledge dawn?
Knowledge dawns. Knowledge is always there. Only thing is that knowledge is covered up by ajnanam. It is only a matter of removing the veil of ajnanam. That knowledge will present itself, which is always there. Megha paye amshumani va. Amshuman is always there, as though covered by the megha. As though covered by the megha. And megha is also, Amshuman is the very cause for even the megha. Understand?
Correct.
Amshuman is the very cause for even the megha. And the megha as though covers Amshuman. That when it is removed, that veil of ignorance is gone, then Swayameva Atmanatmanam, it will manifest in one's own mind by one's own free will. That's all. It is there all the time. It is not known. Ajnanena avrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Ajnanena avrutam, it is veiled. Jnanam is veiled. Tena muhyanti jantavaha. Because of that, we're all deluded. If jnanam has to take place, that means what? It is absent now. If it is absent now, we are not Atma Swarupis, which is not acceptable. That Tvam Pada Lakshadaha Tvameva Tat. Tvam Tat Asi. Tat Tvam Asi. That is all the time, whether we know or not.
So all our
So this is done by the Guru, isn't it?
All our attempts are to thin down this veil of ignorance.
All our attempts are to get rid of ajnanam.
Yeah, dissolve this veil of ignorance.
Yes, get rid of ajnanam. And for that, Bhagavan's Krupa is necessary. That is what Bhagavan is saying. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I shall give them the necessary discriminative faculties. Yena mam upayanti te. Using which they will make an effort to reach me, to be me. And in the verse it clearly says, Jnanadipena bhasvata, with the shine of Jnanadipa. Can you go to the 11th verse? Yeah. Tesham eva anukampadham ahamajnanajam tamaha. Ahamajnanajam tamaha. This tamaha, where did it come from? Ajnanajam. This is produced by ajnanam. The tamas is produced by ajnanam. The tamas is darkness. Not just a satvarastam, rajastamo gunas, tamaha. No, not really. That is darkness. Because of the darkness, you are not able to know yourself, see yourself properly. Tesham eva anukampadam, out of pure compassion. Poor chaps have been trying very hard to reach me. Anukampadam aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami. I will destroy that tamaha which is born out of ajnanam. Ajnanajam nashayami atmabhavastaha. And in their minds, Jnanadipena bhasvata. Bhasvata means with the shine of that. With the shine of that, Jnanadipena. With the lamp of knowledge shining in their minds. Nashayami ajnanajam tamaha. Why? Anukampadham. For them alone, out of compassion, I, obtaining in the thought of the mind, destroy the delusion born of ignorance by the shining lamp of knowledge. Okay? Now Swamiji has given you the example, etc. That example is for us to appreciate the tattva. In reality, what Bhagavan has mentioned. If we have understood that and we have made that our own property, kind of, it becomes knowledge. For them alone, out of compassion, I, obtaining the thought of the mind, destroy the delusion born of ignorance by the shining lamp of knowledge. Now, some other lady was about asking something else along with you, Brahmara. Maybe that was sounded like Kusuma.
Jai Gurudev Nanaji, I said for this ajnana to be removed, you said grace of the Lord is the one who is going to remove that ajnana, with the ignorance. So this is where the Guru Gita, no, there is that ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalagaya chakshurun militam mena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So that's where the role of the Guru comes.
Correct. Role of the Guru comes. And the Guru is qualified. Everybody is not a Guru. And Guru, when we start the Gita class, we chant one sloka, isn't it? Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam. In his presence, you feel absolutely comforted. Paramasukhadam Brahmanandam. The one which gives you immense anandam. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam. Kevalam Jnanamurtim. And that Guru is simply Jnanamurti. Personified Jnanam. Kevalam Jnanamurtim. Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham. Dvandvatitam. Sukhadukhadi dvandvas, they do not taint him. Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham. Gagana Sadrusham Akashavat. Nalipyate. Nalipyate papaihi sarvaihi. Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyadil. See, when I broke, I forgot this lot. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sudrusham Tattvamasyadi Laksham. He is the Laksham for the Mahavakyas. Tattvamasya Adi Mahavakyas. He is the Laksham. Tattvamasya Laksham. Ekam Nityam Vimalam Malarahitam. Ekam Nityam Vimalam. Ekam Nityam Vimalam.
Vimalam Achalam.
Huh?
Vimalam Achalam.
Vimalam Achalam. Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam. He is the very witness in all the minds. Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam. His greatness, his immense greatness, it is not available for your appreciation. Bhavatetam Trigunarahitam. and he is a gunatita. That is why he is a triguna rahitam. Gunatitaha. 14th chapter we will come to know who is a gunatita. Triguna rahitam sarvadhi sakshibhutam
Tatgurum tam namami.
Triguna rahitam sadgurum tam namami. That's sadgurum. That's Satguru. That Guru who will enable you to appreciate what is that Sat. Sat. Kalatrayepi tishtati iti Sat. Along with that, it's as though attributes Chittan Anandam. Sadgurum tam namami. That kind of a Guru. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai, to him, Gurave Namaha. Aham Namami. Yeah, correct. Guru Krupa is required. Guru Krupa is required in spite of your best efforts, in spite of your Purushartha, which is appropriately used for Mokshardham. In spite of it, Guru Krupa and Bhagavad Krupa in the form of Guru Krupa maybe, Bhagavad Krupa is required to ward off the obstacles which have been samskara janitam by you alone in the coming from the previous births. Those things we do not know. Like we do not know which other thought next moment we are going to think. We do not know. That is all samskara janitam, swabhava janitam, prakriti janitam. To ward off all those bad influences, this krupa is required. Right? Yeah, can we go forward?
Yeah, there's one more question regarding karma.
Uh-huh.
When we talk of accruing karma that goes into the Sanchita balance, what kind of karma? Is it only an action, or is it also a thought that can lead to karma, that can that amounts to karma?
Yes, thought also yes. Thought also yes. Because look at it this way. Your mind is capable of wishing somebody well. Your mind is equally capable of cursing somebody badly. Your mind is equally capable of being very, very udasinaha. All these things the mind is capable of. It is a manasa karma. That is why we say, kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrute swabhavat. Prakrute means what? Purva janma samskara janitam swabhavam. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrute swabhavah karomi yajyat sakalam parasmaihi Parameshwara samarpayami.
Narayana iti samarpayami. Yeah.
Is it? Don't we say that? So when we say that, that is manasika karma. Kira you do with your karmendriyas, your jnanendriyas, your mind, buddhi, and without your knowledge, prakrute swabhavat, even that you surrender to him. Okay.
Okay.
Onward march?
Yes, onward march.
Okay. Now comes Arjuna. Mahabaho Arjuna comes. Arjuna Bumacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Vibhum Ahustvam Rushaya Sarve Devarshirnaradastadha asito devalo vyasaha swayam cheva bravishime. Arjuna is now this the bhakti from Arjuna is flowing in abundance. Yeah, 12th verse, please. 12th. Yeah. Arjuna Bhuvacha. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. What epithet she is giving. What wonderful adjectives. Param Brahma, Param Dhama. This Param Dhama has two meanings, I believe. One is, Param Dhama is the supreme abode. Okay? Yadgatva nanivartante tadhama paramam mama, Bhagavan says in one of the chapters. Yadgatva, having gone where? Nanivartante, there is no question of coming back. Tadhama paramam mama, that is that param dhama, mine, my supreme abode. Here, there is another meaning for param dhama, I believe, which I was going through the commentary today of this Vibhuti Yoga by Swamiji. In that, what is mentioned is, it is the light of all lights. Jyotishamapi tadjyotihi tamasaha paramuchyate. Jyotishamapi tadjyotihi tamasaha paramuchyate. This is the light of all lights. Param Brahma, you are the supreme Brahma. Param Dhama, the light of all lights, or the supreme abode. Pavitram, purifier. Paramam Bhavan, Bhavan, up. Hey, don't. Sloka. Yeah. Paramam Bhavan, Pavitram, Paramam, Pavitram Bhavan. Up. Bhavan means up. You are the Paramam Pavitram. Purusham. You are the Purusha. And what kind of a Purusha? Shashvatam. Shashvatam Purusham. What kind of a Shashvatam Purusham? Ajaha. Nirvikalpaha. Nirakaraha. Niranjanaha. Shashvataha. Puranaha. Na hanyate. Hanyamane. Sharire. That kind of a Purusham. Purusham Shashvatam. Divyam. Very divine. Divyam. And Adidevam. Adidevam. You are the cause for even the Devas. Adidevam. Ajam, unborn. Vibhum. The one who is responsible for all the expanse of the Jagat, for all the creation. Vibhum. You are the Ishvara. Ahuhu tvam. Ahustvam Rushayas Sarve. All the rishis talk of you. What do they talk of you? Like this. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahuhu Iti Ahuhu Rushayas Sarve. All the rishis, they talk like that. Devarshi Naradastadha. Even the Devarshi Narada, he talks also in glowing terms, like the above, about you. Asitaha, he is another rishi. Devalaha, another rishi. Vyasaha, Vyasa Bhagavan. And all these people talk in those terms about you, in glowing terms about you. Swayam chaiva bravishime. You yourself are also saying the same thing. These are all the great rishis. Ashitaha, Devalaha, Vyasaha. This Devalaha, incidentally, is the elder brother of Shantanu. Shantanu is Bhishma's father. Devalaha is the elder brother of Shantanu, who would have become the king after his father Pradipa, but he renounced the worldly affairs and he became a rishi And that is how that Devalaha. Asitaha is another rishi. Vyasa Bhagavan, you know. Vyasaha Swayam Chaiva Bravishi Me. Arjuna Bhuvacha. Bhavan, O revered one, you are Param Brahma, limitless Brahma, Param Dhama, the light of all lights, Paramam Pavitram, the most purifying, Sarve Rishayaha, all the sages, Devarshihi Naradaha Tadha, like that, Devarsha Narada also, who is a sage among gods, Asitaha, Devalaha, Vyasaha. All these Ashita, Devala, Vyasa, Swayam, Tvam Ahuhu. They talk of you as Purusham Shashvatam, eternal being, Divyam, not out of this world, celestial, Dedipyamanam Divyam, Adidevam, the source of all the gods, Ajam, unborn, Vibhum, all pervasive, like Vasudevaha, Vasanad Vasudevasya, Vasitam Bhavanatrayam, all pervasive. Isha Vashyam Medagum Sarvam, Etkincha Jagatyam Jagat, Tena Chektena Bunjita, Magradha Kasya Svidhanam. This is the first mantra of the Ishavasya Upanishad, which is one of the very, very short Upanishads. It has only 18 mantras. As against that, the Mandukya Upanishad has got only 12 mantras. And both are considered very profound in the knowledge that they give. Okay, Vibhum, Ajam, unborn, Vibhum, all pervasive, Swayam Chayeva, you indeed yourself, Bravishi me, you are telling me so. I understand that to be true, totally true. That's what he will say in the next verse. Arjuna said, O revered one, see the tone of Arjuna is changing. He is not saying Kitapa and all that. Hey, revered one, Bhavan, Bhagavan, like that. This is the beginning of Bhakti. That Bhakti Yoga, the 12th chapter, what all it should be capable of is available in this 10th and 11th chapters quite a bit. O revered one, you are limitless Brahman, the light of all lights, the supreme abode otherwise, the most purifying. All the sages, including Narada, the sage among gods, Asita, Devala, Vyasa, talk of you as the Purusham Shashvatam, eternal being, not of this world, okay? Okay, Divyam, the source of all the gods. Adidevam, unborn and all pervasive. Ajaha, and all pervasive, what do you say? Vibhum. Ajaha, Vibhum. And indeed you yourself tell me so. Arjuna is all bhakti for Kitaya. Right. Next verse, please. Now he says, Sarvametattrudam manye yanmam madasi Keshava nahite bhagavan vyaktim viduhu deva na danavaha. Nahite bhagavan vyaktim. Your swarupa, the vyaktim means swarupa, your swarupa, te vyaktim na viduhu devaha, the gods do not know. Na danavaha, even the danavas do not know. But I consider sarvametat rutam manye. I consider what all is circulating through the rishis and what all has come out through you. I consider that as true. Yanmam madasi Keshava. What all you told me, hey Keshava. Right? Nahite bhagavan vyaktim viduhu deva na danavaha. Danavaha means those people who are born to Danu. Danavaha, born to Danu. Daityaha, born to Diti. Adityaha born to Aditi, like that. Keshava, hey Lord Keshava, Sarvam etad, all this, etad mam vadasi, that what you have told me thus far, tat rutam manye, I consider that to be true. He Bhagavan, because indeed, O Lord, na devaha, neither the celestials, na danavaha, nor the rakshasas, te victim, your person, your swarupa, viduhu, they do not know. All this which you have told me, O Lord, I consider true. Indeed, Lord, neither the celestials nor the Rakshasas know your person. They do not know what you are indeed. What you are indeed. Right. Next verse. Swayamevatmanatmanam metatvam purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagatpate. Only who will know you? Who will know your Swarupa? Only you will know. Swayam eva atmanatmanam vetthatvam purushottama. He Purushottama. He Purushottama. We will come to know who is this Purushottama when we go to the 15th chapter in the Purushottama Yoga. Very, very nicely given. Purushottama. Dvadimau Purushau Loke Ksharaschaksharayeva cha Kshara Sarvani Bhutani Kutasto Akshara Uchyate Uttama Purushastvanyaha Paramatme Chudaprataha Yo Lokatrayamavishya Bhibhati Avyaya Ishvaraha. That person is said to be Purushottama. We'll see that. Swayamevatmanatmanam vetatvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. Hey Purushottama, O most exalted being, Bhuta Bhavana, O the creator of all beings. He is the causeless cause. He is the Nimitta Karana as well as the Upadana Karana. Upadana Karana is what? In the form of what? Upadana Karana in the form of?
Maya.
Maya. That is the material cause, out of which the entire Jagat has been evolved. Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha, Bhutesha, the ruler of all. Isha, Isha means the Lord of all beings. Deva Deva, O Lord of the gods. See the bhakti that is flowing through Arjuna. Deva Deva, Jagatpate, hey Lord of creation. See the true bhakti which is immanent in Arjuna is as though flowing out now. Deva Deva, Jagatpate, Bhuta Bhavana, Bhutesha, Purushottama. What adjectives, what bhakti bhavana is this? Beautiful. Hey Jagatpate, Tvam Swayam Eva Veta. And nobody else can really know your Swarupa fully. Only you will know yourself. Tvam Swayam Eva Veta. You yourself know. Atmana, with your own mind. Atmanam, yourself. Atmanam, you will know with your mind yourself adequately. All others will only give as though some kind of descriptions which are inadequate to glorify your Swarupa and greatness. You yourself know yourself with your own mind. Oh, the most exalted being, the creator of all beings, the ruler of all beings, the Lord of the gods, the Lord of creation, the Lord of creation. And Lord of creation requires to have the wherewithal, the skill which he ought to have had. And he ought to have the material with which the Jagat is to be evolved, which he indeed had in the form of Maya. Right? Maya was the Upadana Karanam, material cause. And he himself was the nimitta karanam. He is the efficient cause. So kamayata bahusyam prajayete. This is from the Taittiriya Upanishad. He just about thought, I believe. So kamayata. Kama means he just about thought. He wished maybe. Bahusyam prajayete. May I multiply. May I multiply. And he multiplied. So kamayata bahusyam prajayeti satapotapyata. Then he went on planning, thinking, etc. Satapastaptva, having come to an understanding as to what is required to be done. Idagum sarvamasrujata. This entire jagat he has simply created. He has simply created. Edidam kincha. Whatever is there in the jagat, entire thing he has created. Tat sruštva, having created. Tadevanupravishat, that he has simply entered. When he has entered, his Upanishad is saying that Bhagavan Satapo Tattva, he has created everything, and after creating, he has entered everything. When he has entered everything, is he not in you? Is he not in me? Is he not in the dullard? Is he not in the wisest? He is everywhere. Idagum sarvamasrujata ididam kincha tasruštva tadevanupravishat. That is a declaration from the Upanishad. Okay? And Bhagavan is being praised in like manner by Arjuna. You yourself know yourself with your mind, O the most exalted being, Purushottama, the creator of all beings. Okay? The ruler of all beings, the Lord of God, the Lord of creation.
It's a little it is a wonder that the Lord, the one who created, also has created dharma and adharma, isn't it? And in order to uplift dharma, he takes birth every now and then. He comes down and banishes adharma.
Yeah.
But essentially, he's there in all. He's there in dharma, adharma, everything.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's a wonder that he, in order to uplift dharma, he puts down adharma.
No.
When essentially he's there in both.
Yeah, he is there in both. What I am saying is, after having evolved the Jagat, he has also evolved the set of rules. Because he is the Karmadhyaksha, Karma Phaladata. Karmadhyaksha has evolved the constitution as though for the Jagat. This is the way people should conduct themselves. These are the rules. And these rules shall not be transgressed. If you do that, papameva. And if you conform to that, punyameva. And papam cha punyam will bind you as long as you have the kartrutva bhavana. As long as you do not surrender the karma phala of the karmas that you undertake to me. And they will taint you, they will attach to you. All these are, see, in all these matters, when this dharma, adharma is part of what? The Midya Jagat, isn't it?
Correct.
Yes or no?
Yes.
What we are trying, we want to graduate beyond the Midya Jagat, isn't it? So that is where your questioning ability is very wise and very, very welcome. But you must know your limit of questioning when you are indeed trying to cross over the hurdle of Maya. When you are trying to cross the hurdle of Maya, these dharma, adharma, all these things will fail. Name padhastya kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. I have nothing to do in all the three worlds. Name padhastya kartavyam. There is nothing, no kartavyam for me. There is no kartavyam. There is no Veda Vihita kartavyam also. Because I am the Veda Purusha, I have clearly spelt out a lot of rules and regulations. Even those, they do not bind me. They are not for me. They are for you people. For a dharmic way of life. Name padhastya kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. Nana vaptam amaptavyam. Neither is there anything that I have not yet got, nor is it that I have been craving to get. Nana vaptam avaptavyam vattayeva cha karmane. But though there is no kartavyam for me, I keep on conducting myself in the world. Why? Because yajyada charati sreshtaha tat eva itaro janaha sahayat pramanam kurute lokaha tadanuvartate. That's why I was saying all over the Gita, different chapters have given different inputs. All those things, the essence of all those things should not be forgotten when we are dealing with another sloka of another chapter. That has a relationship with what we have covered in the earlier chapters. Right? And whatever Bhagavan has said in the earlier chapters is not retractable. He will stand by what he said. Yeah, you were saying something.
When it comes to karma, we're talking of karma again here. The question I had was, mental karma is also mental. A thought is also will also result in karma. But so very often there are some fleeting thoughts that come.
There are
some of them fleeting thoughts. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good thoughts. But they're fleeting thoughts. It could be because of maybe some purva janma or maybe some impressions you've had. So what is there any qualification of what kind of thought actually leads to karma, or is it a thought that you keep dwelling?
No,
is there any guide over there?
If it is a fleeting thought which has not taken any concrete shape for you for action, then you just about watch the fleeting thought. But while watching, understand that this fleeting thought is also generated by you earlier. That is the Purvajanma Samskara Janitam. Purvajanma Samskara Janitam. Like even when we go to bed and we start dreaming. What is the dream state? Jagradavasthayam. You please recollect what you have covered in the Tattva Bodha. Don't forget your earlier lessons. Jagradavasthayam edadrushtam edashrutam tajjanita vasanaya. The samskara janita vasanaya. That in the Jagradavastha, whatever you have heard, whatever you have been association with, that janita vasanaya, swapnavaste, whatever you create, that is swapnavastha. That's it. It's okay. This is what I'm saying is, it is generated by you. It is not by somebody else. That is how our prakriti will keep on manifesting. Our swabhava will keep on manifesting. We just need to watch. Sometimes the swabhava, the prakriti, is so very noble, we can be very proud of. Sometimes it is so very ignoble that we really are ashamed of that. Don't you worry, just watch. Just watch, and don't you make any effort to have the ignoble thought that samskara take shape in the form of some action by you. No. That is your discrimination. That is vyavasayatmika buddhi for you. If you don't do that, you vyavasayatmaka buddhi samadhava navidhiyate. Bhagavan Uvach. You will not have that vyavasayatmika buddhi, that kind of decisive for your own benefit and good, for your own hita, whatever action you need to take, you will not take because the decision is otherwise. It is not a wise decision, it is an otherwise decision. That's how.
So even if you're dealing with a person who is like who's ignoble, who's adharmic,
Yeah.
in your mind you should not harbor any hatred against him. In the
No.
sense, correct?
No.
That adveshya sarva bhutanam. So
Adveshta sarvabhutanam.
adveshta sarva bhutanam.
Why all that Bhagavan himself said in the 9th chapter, in the earlier chapter, apichedasi papebhyaha sarvam no. Apichetsu duracharaha bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasitosya taha क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति. My bhakta will never get a bad end. Apichedasi papebhyaha, in the 4th chapter, papebhyaha sarva kruttamaha sarvam jnana plavenaiva vrujinam santarishyase. How do you know that indeed that person, that ignoble person whom you thought in your mind, and he has occurred in your thoughts, and that person is a potential sadhu? How do you know that he is not? When Bhagavan himself is saying, Ahamatma Gudakesha, Bhagavan will start the Vibhuti Yoga with that verse. Ahamatma Gudakesha, Sarvabhutashaya Sthitaha, Ahamaditya Madhyamcha, Bhutanam Antayevacha, which we will certainly cover from tomorrow onwards. So here, you yourself know yourself with your mind. Oh, the most exalted being, the creator of all beings, the ruler of all beings, the Lord of the gods, the Lord of creation. Why go that far when you are meditating? Sometimes what happens? Sometimes what happens, as though some form, like a Rakshasa form, will confront you during the course of your meditation. I would say, instead of getting afraid of that Rakshasa form, you just accept that form and keep thinking whether you have in your previous janmas have been that form. And when this thought occurs to you, the fear vanishes. And along with the fear, even the Rakshasa form will vanish. I do not know whether you have experienced this kind of a thing. Something out of the ordinary, which can be really frightening to you, will perhaps confront you. Don't be afraid. Bhayam cha abhayameva cha. I am bhayam as well as abhayam. Is the proclamation by Bhagavan. You understand that and accept that form as though it was you. And when you have been objective in that direction, that form vanishes and that bhayam simply evaporates. You are back to your normal mode of meditation. Bhayam cha bhayamema cha. Then Arjuna is concluding. Vaktum arhasya sheshena divya hyatma vibhutayaha yabhir vibhutihi bihi lokan imam tvam vyapya tishtasi. Hey Bhagavan, divyaha, extraordinary indeed, atma vibhutayaha, tava vibhutayaha, tava glories, your glories. Yabihi vibhutihi, those glories by which iman lokan vyapya tishtasi. These iman lokan, these lokas, these worlds, vyapya, pervading, you are the vibhu, vyapya, tvam tishtati, you remain. Asheshena vaktum arhasi, you are capable of please unfolding all those in full. You indeed are capable of telling in full the extraordinary glories of. Hey, can you please lift this Tatparya? You indeed are capable of telling in full the extraordinary glories of yourself, the glories by which you remain pervading these worlds. Okay? Now, next verse. Katham vidyamaham yogim tvam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chinchosi bhagavan maya. Sada parichintayan, sada parichintayan, always contemplating about you. Katham vidyam aham, katham, which way? Aham vidyam, do I understand? Tvam, you, yogin, hey, greatest of yogis, is yoganam ishvaraha, yogeshvaraha. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Padho Dhanuddharaha. That we will see in the Charama Sloka of the 18th chapter. Okay. Tvam Yogin Parichintayan Keshu Keshu Cha Bhaveshu. In what things and beings, Keshu Keshu Cha Bhaveshu. Thinking of what else, what form, etc. Chintayaha Asmi. Are you to be meditated upon? Maya Bhagavan, hey Lord, always contemplating, how can I know you, oh the greatest of the yogis, and in which things are you to be meditated upon, oh Lord. Okay, then the concluding sloka by Arjuna, then Bhagavan takes over. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janardana bhuyaha kathaya truptirihi Shrunvato nasti me mritam. Listening to you, Ukchi is like nectarine words. I am still not having the necessary trupti. So please elaborate once again. Vistarena atmano yogam. Vistarena atmanaha yogam. Your greatness, your glories. Vibhutim cha janardana, your glories. Vistarena in detail. Bhuyaha again. Katham, please describe. Atmanaha yogam, the power and wonder of yourself, your Aishwarya, your Vibhuti, your greatness, your glories. Vibhutim cha, your glories, hey Janardana, because Amrutam Shrunvataha me, this nectarine words, I am the listener, but Truptihina asti, I am not having the necessary satisfaction. Please, I am your Sakha, I am your Bhakta, Sishyasteham, Shadimam Tvam Prapannam, which I have already said and I have surrendered to you. So please describe again in full detail the wonder, the glory of yourself, O Lord, because I, the listener of this nectar, have no satisfaction. And here exits Arjuna. Bhagavan will take over from tomorrow. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. We'll just cover just 2 verses and then go back. Hantate katayishyami divyāhyatma vibhūtayaha pradhanyata kuru sreshta nasyanto vistarasya me ahamatma gudakeshaha sarvabhutashayastitaha ahamadischa madhyam cha Bhutanam anta eva cha. We will see this tomorrow, okay? Hari Om. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank
Hari
you.
Om, Nana. Hari Om.
Nana,
Hari Om.
thank you so much.
We'll watch a bit of the next day also. Just bear with me.
Antate ekadayishyami divyashatma vibhutayah pradhanyata kuru sreshta nasyanto vistarasya me ahamatma gudakeshah sarvabhutashayastitah ahamadisya madhyam cha bhutanamanta eva cha aditya आदित्यानामहं विष्णुः ज्योतिषां रविरंशुमान् मरीचिर्मरुतामस्मि नक्षत्राणामहं शशि वेदानां सामवेदोऽस्मि देवानामस्मि वासवः इन्द्रियाणां मनश्चास्मि भूतानामस्मि चेतना रुद्राणां शङ्करश्चास्मि वित्तेषु यक्षरक्षसाम् वदम्मा पर्लेदु वसूनां पावकश्चास्मि मेरुशिखरिणामहम्. What happened was, I just about belched at that time. The earlier verse, 23, please. Rudranam Shankarashasmi Vittesho Yaksharaksasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikharinamaham Purodhasam cha Mukhyam Mam Vidhi Pardha Bruhaspatim Senani Namaham Skandaha Sarasamasmi Sagaraha Maharshinaam Bhruguraham Giramasmyaikamakaram Yajnanam Japayajñosmi Stavaranam Himalayaha Ashwatha Sarva Vrukshanam Devarshinam cha Naradaha Gandharvanam Chitrarataha Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi Uche Shravasamaswanam Vidhi mamamrutodbhavam Airavatam Gajendranam Naranam cha naradhipam ayudhanamaham vajram dhenu namasmi kamadhuk prajanaschasmi kandarpaha sarpanamasmi vasukihi anantaschasmi naganam varuno yadasamaham pitrunam aryama chasmi yama samyamatamaham pralladaschasmi daichanam kala kalayatamaham mruganam cha mrugendroham vainateyascha pakshinam. Can we get back to the 15th verse? Yeah, that's good. Thank you. So after Arjuna's entreaty is requesting Bhagavan to elaborate on his glories, vibhutis, Vistare Atma Yoganam, Vistare Atmano Yogam Vibhutim Cha Janardana, Bhuyaha Kathaya. Bhuyaha, again please narrate those. Bhuyaha Kathaya. Truptirhi Shrunvato Nasti Me Amrutam. This kind of Amrutamaya Vak, how much ever I listen to, I am still not having any trupti. Shrunvato Nasti Me Amrutam. Then Bhagavan started. What? Hantate katayishyatmi divyashyatma vibhutayaha pradhanyata kuru sreshta naschyanto vistarasya me. Yeah. Next one. Yeah. 17th. Correct. No, 18th. 17th. Arjuna. 18th. Vistarenatmana yoganam bhuyakadar. Okay. Bhagavan started from 19th. Okay. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Hantate katayishyami divyashatma vibhutayaha pradhanyata kuru sreshta naschyanto vistarasya me. Hantate katayishya. Okay. All right. Katayishyami. I shall narrate. Divyahi Atma Vibhotayaha, the divine glories of mine. Pradhanyata Kuru Sreshta, He Kuru Sreshta, He Arjuna. Pradhanyata Kuru Sreshta, in the order, in some importance order. Naschyanto Vistarasya me, there is no end to my set of glories. Naschyanto Vistarasya me. Then he starts. The Vibhuti Yoga actually starts from the next verse. Bhagavan keeps on narrating his glories. What are those glories? Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashayastitaha Aham Adishya Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Antayeva Cha. Hey Gudakesha. Incidentally, this particular verse was very, very precious for Bhagavan Ramana. Ramana Maharshi has picked up this verse as the first of the 42 verses of the Gita that he has as though liked. There are a set of 42 verses. They are called together, all of them, Dvi Chatvarimshat. Dvi means two. Chatvarimshat means 40. Chatvarimshat perhaps may means 40. 40 plus 2. Dvi Chatvarimshat. In that, I believe this Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashayastitaha Ahamadistya Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Antayeva Cha. Like Bhagavan is going to narrate his vibhutis, and his vibhutis are kind of narrated as though at random, at random. You will appreciate that when we go through the slokas. Why I said at random. Okay. Bhagavan Ramana also has picked up these 42 verses. Amongst them, I believe this verse was the first. And a number of other verses, 41 other verses, they have been kind of nominated by Bhagavan Ramana as very, very dear to him. Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashaya Stitaha Ahamadishya Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Antayeva Cha. Incidentally, I happened to compile the Dvichatvarimshat, those 42 verses, and I have put them in some order, and I have culled out the Tatparya and the commentary also from Swamiji's Gita for home study, plus a little more which I have added. That compilation is with me. If any of you is interested, please let me know. I shall send it to Brahmara. She will transmit to you people. Ahamatma Kudakesha Sarvabhutashaya Stitaha Ahamadishya Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Antayeva Cha. Hey Gudakesha, hey master of sleep, hey Arjuna, Aham Atma, I am the self. I am the self. Sarvabhutashya Sthitaha, and who resides in the hearts of all beings. What other greater proof than this you require that you are indeed Paramatma? What other greater proof? What other verifications are required? Bhagavan himself is saying, hey Jiva, I am you. Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashaya Stitaha Aham Adisya Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Antayeva Cha. I am Adihi. Adihi means I am the very cause. I am the very causeless cause. I am the cause for which there is no cause. I am the causeless cause. And I am the Nimitta and Upadana Karanam for the entire creation, of which you are a particle, you are a fragment, right? Ahamatmaha Gudakesha Sarvabhutashaya Sthitaha Aham Adishya Madhyam Cha. Aham Adishya, I am the Nimitta Upadana Karanam. Madhyam Cha means, that is, in the middle means what? I am the sustainer for what all you desire. I am the sustainer, Madhyam Cha, Bhutanam Antayeva Cha. I am also the Layakaraka. We say Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Brahma as the creator, Vishnu as the sustainer, and Ishvara as the Layakaraka. All those things are as though roles for the same person who is Ketaya. The same person Ketaya is talking now. Ahamadishya Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Antayeva Cha. I am all the three. I am all the three. Hey, master of the sleep, Arjuna, I am the self who resides in the hearts of all beings, and I am the cause of the creation, sustenance, and dissolution, I suppose. Can you please lift this? As I keep reading, kindly help me lift it. And resolution of all beings and things. See here, I am the self residing in the hearts of all beings. Angushta matraha purushaha madhye atmani tishtati. This is the Kathopanishad Vakyam. Angushta matraha purushaha madhye atmani tishtati. The one who is of the parimana of Angushta. Angushta is what? Your thumb. Angutram. Angushta matra purushaha madhye atmani tishtati. Madhye atmani tishtati means that is in the buddhi. He is lodged in the buddhi. That is what Bhagavan also is saying. I am the self who resides in the hearts of all beings. Here the heart means not the beating heart. It is the thinking heart, which is the buddhi. Right? Hearts of all beings. I am the cause of the creation, sustenance, and resolution, of all beings. If this is good enough for us, we can close this chapter. Nothing more is required. I am the self who resides in the hearts of all beings and am the cause of creation, sustenance, and resolution. Aham adisya madhyam cha bhutanam anta eva cha. Ahamatma gudakeshaha sarvabhutashaya sthitaha. What are the greater emphasis is necessary for us to appreciate that we are no different from Paramatma, and that should make us better and better people as we keep on thinking. Paramatma has never wronged anybody. Paramatma has been very, very compassionate. Can we not be like that? Paramatma never hated anybody. Paramatma excessively did not fall in love with anybody. Right? Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshosthi na priya. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayite teshu chapyaham. Mayite, they are in me. Mayite, they are in me. Teshu chapi aham. I am also in them. That I am also in them is reconfirmed here in the form of Ahamatma Gudakesha. Right?
Nanaji, why is Arjuna called Gudakesha?
Gudakesha, because he is the one who has won over the urge for sleep. Whenever he wanted to postpone sleeping, he could, I believe. He is the master of the senses and the sleep.
Oh,
That
thank
is
you.
how he is considered the master of the sleep. In the Mahabharata war, in the Drona Parva, in the Drona Parva, there was one day when they fight in the night also. They fight in the night also. And in that, Arjuna happened to suggest to the Pandava forces when they were fighting to the nail with the Kaurava forces. Kaurava forces means the Duryodhana forces. Okay, because why I said Kaurava forces, or why I kind of gave explanation is, these Arjuna's Pandavas are also Kauravas, really. They are Kurupurushas. Their Vamshodharaka originally was Kuru, who has done a lot of yajnas, yagas, and in that yajna bhumi only these people are fighting. Dharma kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta Yuyutsavaha, Mamakaha, Pandavas Cheva, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya was the Pradhama Sloka. Unfortunately, it was given to Dhritarashtra to open the Gita. Okay. Now, master of sleep. Is that understood, madam? Master of sleep.
Yes, Nanaji, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm the self. This I tell you. This verse is, I would say, it's a summum bonum of the Gita. It is a kind of essence of the Gita. No wonder that Bhagavan Ramana picked this up as the first of the verses which he liked in the Gita. I am Atma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashaya Stitaha Ahamadisya Madhyam cha Bhutanam Antayeva cha. All other slokas will be as though an appendages for this. Beautiful. Yeah, next verse, please.
Gurudev, I think we'll stop here for Manana. We can just close our eyes and reflect on all that we have listened to, and let's come up with our understanding. from reviewing this, the last video and this, my understanding is that when you're going through this knowledge, there are some doubts that crop up. But I think before the question is asked, we will have to reflect ourselves and see whether it is going to aid me in my progress of understanding or not, or is it just coming from the space of intellect? So if you have the big picture in mind, sometimes examples are given, and wisdom lies in not teasing that, in not analyzing that example to the core. You must take the overall meaning and then move forward. Otherwise, you'll get stuck. Otherwise, you're going only in you're only rolling up in your intellect. It is more an intellectual understanding rather than going deeper. Because as we go forward, there will be a lot of doubts that come up. It is good to look within first and say whether this is really going to aid my progress before asking the question. That is one. And this 19th verse of chapter 10, Ayamatma Gudakesha. I think like Nana said, it is the essence of the Gita, and no wonder that Bhagavan Brahman Maharshi picked that up as his first of his Dvichatvarimshat shlokas. And these opposite values are inevitable in creation. Of course, Bhagavan, Atma or Paramatma is there in everything. But he is beyond that. He is Dvandvatita. So our focus attention should be getting rooted in that aspect of him rather than trying to analyze. Because I was just looking at my question that was asked, and I was just wondering from what space it was coming. Of course, when it was asked, it was coming from a space of innocence. But with this little bit of knowledge backing up, we have to use our discrimination also before asking questions, I think. That is my takeaway.
Jai Gurudev, it is not that you are doubting your intellect. It is because that at that time we haven't read those chapters, those like the home study. So the things are now more clear. And as we are listening to Nanaji again, they are getting all the more clear. So it is the understanding which we have now. So we are doubting ourselves why we ask such questions, because the understanding has improved from that time to this. So it is this thing only.
Which is the benefit of manana, no? When we do this, Shravana and Manana, both. So then that all those little gray areas, those doubts tend to drop off. And you're not caught up with those small little questions. But it's good to grow. I mean, I think it's part of evolution, part of, and that is again coming out of compassion. Like he says later in chapter 9, or I think it was in chapter 10 only, he says, Anukam Partham. He says when a person is focused on me, out of compassion and grace, I will give him this knowledge. This knowledge will dawn.
Jai Gurudev, what I got today is from, though we have heard this many times, that I am in you. and Krishna is residing in your heart. So I always thought is the heart center. When today Nanaji said that when Krishna says, I am in your heart, it is the intellect. So that made a shift in me, because at least I generally think heart, we go to the heart center. But when he said that Krishna is in your intellect, which is the real heart, so that kind of made a shift in me, and I hope I will be able to remember it from now on. Thank you.
It is like that we are born with the gunas, and we have that free will, and we know that every action has a reaction. That is the nature of the Prakriti. So it is because of all these things that we are born with sub gunas, we are born with sub sanskaras, and we have that intellect to decipher between what is to be done and according to dharma, or what is not to be done. So it is that intellect, that awareness, that is the Ishvara, basically. How you live your life in whole of the aware, with all that awareness, that means that he is in there. It is he who is basically giving you that intellect. He's present in that every cell of yours, which is guiding you to do what is to be done, carrying all your sanskaras, your gunas, all your, that whole, it becomes like a compact thing. So it is that is why it is said that you focus on your karmas. So when you are focusing on your karmas, then you are part of him, basically. I interpret it in this way.
For me, the questions by Arjuna, the shift in his wordings from the complaining mode to the gratitude mode touched me the most. From the material world, he has come back to the real Namaha. He knows that he is Param Dhama. He is the only who is the ultimate truth to be known. And now that's what he is more interested in, rather than what is happening outside of him. So the kind of wordings he is using, every word is touching my heart, although they are in the form of questions by Arjuna. But the way he is putting the question is so very enlightening. And Bhagwan is also so pleased with the way he has asked the questions, that he is now telling, he's beginning with the statement that I am the Aham Atma Gudakesha. I am the, O Jiva, I am the Atma within you. So that is what is very beautiful, which touched me today. Very.
Another thing was about how a person who we think is adharmic, how do we know that he is not a saint in the making? Who are we to judge? Right? So even Bhagwan accepts the greatest of sinners once he comes onto this path. He is all is, he's accepted totally. So who are we to say this is this person, that is that person, and get stuck in our mind? So emulating Bhagavan, he does not love anybody excessively, neither does he hate anyone. He is samoham sarva bhuteshu, na dveshti na kakshati. So he does not hate anyone. So if we can just emulate that one thing, Gurudev also has been saying, the one thing you should not have is hatred. Hatred against anyone.
Nanaji said yesterday, no, that hating somebody is like hating God. You are hating God. He said that statement yesterday.
Isn't it? Because he is there in everyone. It is foolishness. I mean, if you just step back and see, how can anyone hate anyone? You can of course not be in agreement with what that person is doing, but hatred is such a deep feeling that will only sour your own system. It is like it contaminates your own system, your purity. So we should not let those extreme emotions affect the purity of the self. This does not mean you're kind of lovey-dovey and everything, and you take everything that goes on. No, out of responsibility, if there is something not right happening, you call it out. But keeping your inner purity there. So, like again, Gurudev says, if there is any criticism, it should just come from your throat. It should not come from the heart. It should not be from deep within. You have to set right something, you pretty well do that out of responsibility. But it will be only coming from that superficial zone to make a difference, that's it. That way we will rise above the dvandvas, rise above the pairs of opposites. Yeah. So we'll stop
I
here.
think it is
Yeah.
that hatred component that binds that karmas mostly of the people, like, because in our day-to-day life, people when they interact, the most prominent is that hatred remains, and it is that hatred which binds your karmas. Basically, you mostly people, they are ignorant, so they can't overcome that hatred easily. So the karma bandhan keeps on going. I was just thinking this, just a thought.
Just a small, when Lord Shiva was drinking the poison, Ma Shakti was the one who stopped getting it to the heart. So I believe that we also require that grace of Mahamaya to overcome those hatred sipping inside our heart.
Yeah. So should we continue tomorrow? We'll call it a day today. One more thing is, Nana said at the end of, after we finish watching the videos, Vibhuti Yoga, he will come to clarify any of our questions. So maybe another week from now, once we finish, we'll let him know and he will come along. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.